would like to express my sincere gratitude to the SDACC constituency for the privilege you have offered me to serve as the SDACC Treasurer for the past 3.5 years. Thank you for your generosity and faithfulness in supporting God's work in Canada and abroad through your tithes and offerings. I would like to thank the local church and school treasurers whose dedication and faithfulness lay the foundation for all financial reports from the local church to the GC. I'm grateful for the invaluable ministry, collaboration, and support received from conference treasurers and institution CFOs. Special thanks to the entire SDACC Treasury team for the valuable contribution to the service offered to our conferences and institutions. Donna Swebi, Cindy Bernardo, Girly Kuyambao, and Rose Jacinto. I would like also to thank Catherine Anderson for her great administrative support. I would like to express my appreciation to Randy Rambison and his team from the NAD who assist us in many ways as we perform our duties. I can name Judy Glass, Judy Beers, Michael Park, Cheryl Mabina, and others. Thank you, Mark Johnson and Paul Willen for many hours spent together addressing issues and looking at the best way to serve the Canadian field. These past 2.5 years have shown us how things can change rapidly and how vulnerable we are. At the same time, we have realized that we serve an amazing God who always provides abundantly, even during COVID. We can see that on how our tithe has increased from 2016 to 2021. If we compare 2020 to 2016, we have an increase of 13%. However, if we compare 2020 to 2021, we have an increase of 10%. The increase in offering during 2018 and 2019 was mainly driven by the building project donations. Tithe has had a steady increase, while offering remained almost at the same level as in 2016. COVID started right after we benefited from a new Adventist giving platform that helps our members to be able to give even during COVID when they couldn't come to church. Adventist giving grew from 12 million in 2015 to 56.7 million in 2021. There was a spike in 2020 and 2021. Due to COVID, the portion of tithe increased from 73% to 74% during the same period. The number of total transactions grew from 17,000 to 141,000. The number of transactions with debit increased from 6,000 in 2019 to 65,000 in 2021, representing 47% of all transactions. Total donation via debit, however, represented only 32% in 2021. Congregation enrollment increased from 48% in 2018 to 89% in 2021, compared to 41% and 73% for the entire NAD. How our income is distributed. Tithe is the main revenue for the SDACC and it represents 35%. The second main source of income is the appropriation received from NAD, which represent 22%. Premiums for health benefits follow with 20%. This represents the monthly contribution from conferences and institutions to cover employee medical expenses. On the expense side, the health benefit claims seem to be the largest SDACC expense and represent 23% of the consolidated expense. However, the church ministries, educational, special services, retirement, contributions, and auditing represent appropriation services provided to support conferences and institutions, and they represent in total 54%. Other expenses represent 22%, and it is related to Laos Church Development Project donations, stimulus subsidy that was distributed to conferences and institutions during 2021. If isolated the administration cost, the evangelism, education, and other aspects of field support took 55% of the SDACC resources. What is the financial situation? Total assets from the 2021 financial statements does not really reflect the normal structure of the SDACC assets because of the December volume of transactions. We see that, for example, cash represents 43%, which is very high, mainly because some investments were kept in bank accounts because of low interest income on the market. December online donations to be distributed to churches represented 6.5 million, and restricted donations not yet used represented 3.5 million. Accounts receivable or 10% of assets, and because the remittance of December from the conferences and mission, which are very high in December. Member giving in December exceeds all other months significantly. Loans receivable refers to church buildings, loans from revolving fund. The other aspects are also inflated by December remittances and donations. Remittance to be passed on to higher organizations, offerings and subsidy for ADRA and Burman. Donations for Laos project are donated also in December. They are used in January. Net asset, working capital, and liquidity. The level of net assets, working capital, and liquidity shows a sound financial foundation to provide quality support to the field even during COVID. Last year, the SDACC board voted to build an emergency fund of $5 million as provision for rough financial situations. In 2020, we received $476,000 from NAD as COVID stimulus subsidy, to which the SDACC board voted to add $1 million, and we distributed a total of $1.4 million to conferences and institutions. In 2021, we received a second COVID subsidy of $389,040 from the NAD, to which the SDACC added $250,000 and distributed to the conferences and institutions. There are some opportunities that we can take advantage of. Broadening collaboration with Burman Ministry Center in knowing our demography and identifying needs in the fields in order to better prepare and train future ministers. Support initiatives to better serve young adults and children. Enhance the programs put into place in 2020 to support innovative initiatives of evangelism and to assist in revitalizing declining churches outside big cities. Increase our partnership with conferences to recruit and offer scholarship to Adventist students at Burman University. Develop a strong cybersecurity service in collaboration with conferences and institutions. Continue financial support to maintain churches and school buildings. I would like to end my presentation with the words written in 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 2 through 4. We give thanks to God always for you all, making mention of you in our prayers, remembering without ceasing your work of faith, labor of love, and patience of hope in our Lord Jesus Christ, in the sight of God and our Father, knowing, beloved brethren, your election by God. Thank you.